We hear the phrase level up so much these days, and I feel like the emphasis is placed on how the person looks or what the person has versus who the person is becoming. Hi, I'm Missy. Welcome to Healing for Brown Girls, where we have conversations about healing for women. If this is your first time here, please hit the like and the subscribe button down below so that you can be notified every time I post a new video on Wednesdays. I have a birthday coming up, and I have just been reflecting on the woman that I am now and the woman that I want to be in the future. And it's really brought me back to my 9-year-old self. I just remember being a little girl and I had such big dreams. Like, ever since I've been a little girl, I've always been a big dreamer. Like, I've always dreamed bigger than what I saw in my current reality. And I don't know what it was, but I had this innate feeling when I was a young girl that I was going to be extremely successful. And when I say successful, I didn't quite know what that word meant. And of course, my idea at 9 years old of success was material things. I just remember being a little girl and having such big dreams. Anytime anyone asked me what I wanted to do, depending on the stage of my life, at what age, but I just always said I would be a millionaire. I would be my own boss. I knew I was gonna live in a mansion. I always said I was gonna drive a nice car. I just wanted to be that girl at 9 years old. And I just remember watching television, especially Girlfriends and also Sex and the City, and just really seeing the women just living it up, looking fabulous, amazing. And I used to just be fixated on that and just knew that was going to be my story. And although back then, of course, being 9 years old, I wasn't mature enough to know what exactly success looked like at the time, but I just knew whatever it was going to be more than what I had. I have been on an intense healing and self-love journey these past few years, and just really comparing my life to what it was just a few years ago. And I have just really been thinking about how I have leveled up my life. And I put level up in quotation marks because we hear that word all the time. I mean, Sierra made a whole song called Level Up, and it just really had me reflecting on what leveling up means, what it looks like, and how I practiced leveling up in my own life. That's what I want to have the conversation about today, is leveling up and how we all can level up, how we can take our lives to the next level, how we can just become the woman of our dreams for ourselves. First, your level up is for you. Leveling up is not for you to impress your partner, family member, the world, social media. Really, it's about going in and figuring out who you want to be. And while you're leveling up your life, you want to keep your goals and your ideas to yourself. You don't want to tell everyone everything you have going on, because what you don't want to do is have other people project their fears on you, and you don't want outside distractions on what you want for yourself. As women, I feel like we have to be honest with ourselves when we look in the mirror and really be clear about the changes that we want. If you had a magic wand and you can just fix something about yourself tomorrow, what would it be? One of my biggest things this year that I want to work on is being more disciplined. I had to be honest with myself and just realize that although I have accomplished a lot in my life thus far, I could be so much further if I was a bit more disciplined, even if it was 1% more than what I currently am. And so that's something that I had to be honest with myself. And I realized, okay, in order for me to go to the next level, to level up my life, I really do need to be more disciplined. And so that's something that I really have been studying, really have been figuring out how to be more disciplined. The people who are great at it, what are the things that they're doing? But again, I'm not going around telling everybody that I'm trying to be more disciplined. It's something that I'm just working on in myself. Those who are my tight, close-knit circle, they may know that I'm going through that transition, but it's not something that I'm going to blast and tell every single person. Changing my mindset has been a game changer for me, leveling up my life. I just remember when I was going through my transitional period these past few years and how broken I felt. And I really had to change my mindset about my finances, relationships, life in general, friendships, and just really what I wanted out of my life. Because at the time, I felt like I was accepting the bare minimum from myself and from people around me. And I realized I had to change my mindset to believe that I deserve more. And once I started working on that, I had a life coach, I still do. And I remember working with her, and we would do different meditations with me envisioning myself as the woman that I am today. And I got crystal clear about the person that I wanted to be, the woman that I wanted to be, and what I was no longer going to accept in my life. And that has been one of the biggest changes for me. I had to change my mindset from a lack mindset to an abundance mindset. And when I say abundance, I'm not talking about monetary gain. I'm talking about believing that I could be happy, that I could be healthy, that I could have an amazing relationship with my friends, my parents, my romantic relationship. So decide that you want better for yourself. You get to create the standards for your life. When you start to level up in your life, you'll realize that some people become uncomfortable because your standards are no longer the same. And people that are uncomfortable with their standards being low are the ones who are going to benefit from it. But I realized in my life is that anytime I have lowered my standards, I don't win at the end. It's the other person that gains from me lowering my standard. And so that is a practice that I really do try to uphold in my life. I don't lower my standards for other people whatsoever. I stick to what I want, and I stay true to myself. And a lot of times it does make people uncomfortable. It will make people uncomfortable, especially when I was going through the transitioning of dating. I just remember sometimes guys would look at me crazy for the things that I expected. I don't budge. If there's a standard that I have for myself, that's my standard. And I don't force anyone to abide by my standards. They're just mine. But if we're going to be in each other's lives, then you're going to have to uphold that standard. Once I changed my mindset, opportunities just flowed to me. My life just became so much easier. And the things I used to deal with, the low vibrational things, low vibrational people, they're not a big problem in my life anymore. Working on looking my best has also been a huge factor in me leveling up my life. I am not going to pretend and lie to myself that as human beings, we are not attracted to pretty, shiny things, because we are. And I just know as a woman, when I look my best physically, I feel good as well. It does help me with building my confidence in all areas of my life. Things like grooming, also figuring out what looks best on me, what colors, how to style, how to dress. Just the whole package. I want to be the whole package for myself, not just working on the inside, but also how I present myself to the world as well. In order for me to level up my life, I also had to choose differently. I had to make better decisions. I had to accept the past, honor it, and then move on. I also had to be honest with myself and take full responsibility and accountability for how my life was currently. And I realized in order to have a different life, I had to make better decisions. I had to choose differently. And that was in every aspect of my life. The way I was doing things no longer worked, and it wasn't going to serve the woman that I wanted to become. I used my mistakes as inspiration for change, and I really used that as the blueprint for how I wanted my life to move forward. Then I had to envision the woman that I wanted to be and work towards that goal. My life coach, she helped me really create a vision of the woman that I wanted to be. And so I had an idea of what I wanted my future self to look like. So decide on what are some goals that you want to accomplish for yourself. What is it that you want to work on? One of my biggest goals that I accomplished for myself is that I wanted to become debt free. And a few years ago, I wrote it down. I meditated on it. I made it my mission. I was completely responsible with my finances. And my goal was to pay off my student loans in December of this year, but God willing, I was able to do it an entire year earlier. So December of last year, I paid off my student loans and I became debt free. And it really didn't hit me until this year how that was something that I worked on diligently for the past 2-3 years. I really made it my mission. I verbalized it, I said it, I felt it, and I accomplished it. And that was a big mission for me, especially since I had owed Sally Mae my firstborn child. But I just was so proud of myself, and just to be able to see myself accomplish that goal, then I can take my finances to the next level, because that was something that I felt like was a block for me going to the next level financially. But I do feel like once you accomplish one goal, it really does give you the confidence to achieve something else. Each one of us has a personal story and a personal journey, so leveling up is going to look completely different for all of us. So I really do hope that today, me sharing my story and how I've improved my life for the past few years, and hopefully it's a tip or two that you can take and improve your life. And if you've managed to level up your life, comment below and let me know. I would love to hear more. And if you have any questions regarding this video, you can always email me at healingforbrown girls@gmail.com. As always, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe and share this video with a friend so we can all level up our lives together. If you're ready to be on a healing or self-love journey, don't forget to watch my next video here about my healing and self-love journey, and hopefully that helps you as well.